Hey, good morning, everybody. How you all doing? Well, good afternoon. How you all doing? Depending on where you're living at in America. Y'all know who this is. Normally, most people would wait before they, to get a few people in before they start going hard in the paint. But I'm gonna just go right off into it. I believe a lot of people will have to catch this a little bit later because of the way our page is being censored. It's hard for a lot of people to get the notifications right when we do these shows live, but we're going to get right off into it. This your boy Rob Thomas Jr., and this is the Real News Behind the News. Yeah, today is Wednesday, June 17th, 2020, and we want to talk about quote-unquote change. Basically, what we want to talk about, if you see the excuse me, man. I got peanuts and shit flying out. Excuse me for that. But if you see the title of this video, Snap, Crackle, and Pee Wee. Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben. We want to talk about corporations, really, in general. But we're going to use these three these three brands in particular to talk about how the corporations are basically hijacking the movement for black reparations and the black situation that's going on across the country with police brutality, systemic racism, all sorts of inequalities that we as black people face. The corporations are capitalizing on that. Now, recently, just as recent today, you've had numerous articles come out discussing how Aunt Jemima is going to be replaced. Aunt Jemima, the CERP, they're going to replace that because they feel that it's racially insensitive. Now, keep in mind, Aunt Jemima has been the face of that CERP since 1890. Well over 100 and some years, almost 120 some years or more. She's been the face of that CERP. You've also had Uncle Ben, the black guy that's on the rice. I forget who what manufacturer, what company, what corporation owns Uncle Ben, but they're talking about revamping their image, which leads us to ask the question. Now, I think it's Quaker that owns the brand Aunt Jemima. They're saying we realize that its origins is based in race. Now, keep in mind, Aunt Jemima been the face of that product since 1890. That's when that product, that CERP, first came out. So you mean to tell me in over 120 some years, you knew it was racist, but you kept that brand? Now all of a sudden, this Black Lives Matter movement is springing up across the nation. You acting as if you're all caring and concerned now. You want to change the image. See, you got to realize Aunt Jemima was based upon a Negro minstrel character, a female Negro minstrel character way back in the 1840s. Actually, it became a brand name for that CERP in 1890. So you're looking at almost 140 years that this brand has been in existence and allowed to prosper. Because I'm gonna be real, it is some good CERP. If you're from the South and you like pancakes like we do, yeah, it is some good CERP. But you can't tell me all of a sudden now that you got all this racial tension going on in America, that you just now getting culturally sensitive. Uncle Ben's the same way. Again, what is happening is the corporations are using this opportunity to try to keep their customer base. Basic, plain and simple. They want to make it seem as if though they're really sorry for all this. Well, you had 140 years. It ain't like shit you didn't come through Jim Crow with us. It ain't like you didn't come through sharecropping period, the last part of slavery. It's like you went through all these the civil rights movement. Now all of a sudden you get culturally sensitive. No, my friends, this is again another attempt to hijack whatever movement that we as black people try to start and gather strength. They're co-opting this movement. Basically, I'm gonna give you another example. Nike and Colin Kaepernick. These corporations don't really give a damn. They use the movement and the moment to capitalize financially with Colin Kaepernick. It ain't like Nike executives didn't know that police brutality existed. Kaepernick basically brought it to the front. Once he lost his job, Nike made him their hero, their champion. They gave him his own line of apparel. Well, guess who that benefited? It benefited Kaepernick per se, and Kaepernick used a lot of his money to help a lot of social causes. But hell, Nike was the one that capitalized off it. My main thing to sum this up, you know what I'm saying? Because this was a spur of the moment video. To sum this up, unless these corporations really want to help us, you know how we can tell they really want to help us? They would bring, like Nike would bring some of those jobs that they take overseas and let these children work through child labor in these sweatshops, you know what I'm saying, producing their products. They'll bring some of those those manufacturing jobs here and put them in our neighborhoods. Since you're so concerned about us, because there's more to it than just police brutality. We talking about economic racism, educational racism, banking racism. All this is part of systemic racism. So if Nike, Quaker, and all these people really want to show that they care for us, bring some of these jobs to our neighborhood and help us as black people establish an economic base. Because poverty is one of the main reasons you have a lot of the criminality in our neighborhoods, which leads in turn to the over-policing of our neighborhood with scary police who have itchy trigger fingers. So if you help us economically, you would truly be showing us that you give a damn, as opposed to letting Aunt Jemima be the face of your product for 190 years. Now you see an opportunity to capitalize and let us poor black folks really know that you really care about us. If you really care about us, give us some of the manufacturing jobs, some of the distribution jobs. Give us some of those type of jobs in our community so that we can, basically, like y'all always say, pull yourself up by the bootstrap. It's hard to pull yourself up by your bootstrap when you got a pair of regular ass boots that don't have straps on them. You see what I'm saying? So don't get misconstrued with a lot of these corporations, because again, they're using the moment and the movement to try to further their agenda as to basically keeping their customers, because people are getting more and more sensitive now, especially with the protests after the George Floyd death. It's a great moment to have a movement, but a movement must last longer than the moment. And these corporations, they see it. They know after we get through, we get tired of marching, we get tired of protesting, we're going to go back to spending. And they want to be on the forefront of of getting that dollar. So it ain't like they really give a damn about us. They don't. Again, Aunt Jemima been the face of that product ever since 1890. I'm talking about, again, through Jim Crow, through sharecropping, through Jim Crow, through the Ku Klux Klan riding and hanging people, through the civil rights movement, you know what I'm saying, through dozens of black men being murdered, thousands of black men being murdered at the hands of police and other white people, lynch mob. They've been knowing the plight of black people and that this was offensive to us, but they didn't give a damn. Out of 140 some years, they didn't care now. Why all of a sudden now? So don't get it twisted. Nike, these food companies, a lot of these corporations, Amazon, they put on their web page Black Lives Matter. Well, again, if Black Lives Matter, show us economically. Put some of your distributions and your manufacturing centers in our neighborhood. To you banking institutions that say Black Lives Matter, start giving us some of these low interest rate loans instead of us having to go to these damn payday loan places, to these loan sharks. You see what I'm saying? And Black Lives really matter to the housing industry. Make some of these houses more affordable and easily accessible to us. Don't just tell us Black Lives Matter to you all just so that Black Lives can continue and spend their money with you all. Show us. So, hey, this is your boy Rod Thomas Jr., man. Y'all share this video. Keep hitting the like button if you like it. But most importantly, the most important thing you can do is share the video and tell people about us, our page. We're going to try to be a little bit more consistent, with these shows. And we basically only going to come when there's something real important to talk about. We don't just do these shows to be doing them to seek attention. But again, thank y'all for watching these videos. Hey, y'all be blessed.